Okay, this is the last video of the website. If you read and watched everything, wow, that's quite a lot of information to take in. I will just run you through a Stage 3 portfolio from last term. I'm going to show you what we did. Mainly, I'm going to show you what we did wrong and hope that you can learn from it. So we have Fakhra's Stage 3 portfolio. Okay, and we started off in Unit 1 with basic email etiquette, because some of them were really bad at sending emails, and it was week 1. We didn't really have the course starts kind of slowly. It's a good way just to assess their language and train them on doing this. So we talked about email etiquette. They sent us an email using the email etiquette. We used that email just to check how their language was and see. And then we went on, this was with Miss Fran. They did a discussion board about their favorite game, so linked to the topic of Unit 1, and again training them on getting used to using discussion boards. So actually Unit 1 was more of a training and familiarization project than actually too much language. And then in Unit 2, this is my first and biggest mistake. I took the Unit 2 LMS Blackboard writing topic, which was a positive and negative essay, and I decided to do this, and it was way too big to be successful, and it was way too time consuming. So we discussed how to write an essay, to brainstorm, to put the positives in one paragraph, the negatives in the next. We looked at useful language like topic sentences, linking words. They brainstormed. They made the paragraph. They brainstormed the negatives. They made the paragraph. Not a bad activity, but it was massively time consuming. By the time I'd finished this Unit 2 task, I think their teacher had probably reached Unit 3 or Unit 4, so we weren't in sync with the general English teacher. Okay. In future, I would do something smaller, maybe just one paragraph, maybe not work on the whole essay, but my mistake. It's a lot of work for essentially what was supposed to be 1 week. They also made a movie. I think the topic was their first journey. Nice spelling of speaking by Fakhra. She didn't embed it in the portfolio. It is possible to embed. She attached a file, so I have to download it.
Hi, my name is Fakhra. I will talk about Salalah trip. I went on a trip to Salalah on New Year's holiday.
Okay. I won't pay all of you. I said she made a movie. It's more just recording the speaking, so a little bit like the Blackboard speaking activity. But again, it's production, and so it can go in the portfolio. So Unit 1 was like email and analysis. Unit 2 was the essay, which was quite big. Unit 3, we toned it down a little. They used modal verbs. They used a lot of should. We taught them to use should, and then we tried to teach them to add reasons. Fakhra didn't finish this task because the second part of this task was to justify your advice. We should clean our hands and wash them because this will prevent us from catching coronavirus or something. So we looked at different structures for adding reasons. So she gets a little bit of a fail there. They did a discussion board as well about how to do different things, create PowerPoints, create Word documents. And they peer assessed this. So they were just checking, did they use this specific language? She used can, she used can't. She didn't use and. If you want more information about the peer assessment things, contact Francesca. She did that one. And then she also made a video. This one she did embed. Let's hope it works when I press play. Fingers crossed. It doesn't look like it's going to be successful. Maybe it's just slow internet. Ideally, if they do embed, it's a good idea if they also attach the file, just in case we have this problem. I'll look for another example later to show you. So I think she made a video explaining how to use PowerPoint, kind of like a screencast. Unit 4, this is where I learnt my mistake. Unit 2's essay was too much. There were too many problems to address. One of the problems I noticed, they were terrible at writing introductions. So in Unit 4, we used introductions and we only focused on using introductions. How to structure one, how to balance your argument, and how to give your opinion. And then we got to the final project because we realized that the unit by unit approach in stage 3 was a little difficult because we wanted bigger tasks. You know, these students have to go on and they have to write essays. So we made a final project which kind of used a lot of the things we did. We gave them a choice of question, mostly advantage, disadvantage, problem solution questions, kind of generic essay questions. They used the introduction style and the introduction language from Unit 4 to give an introduction. They used the brainstorming from Unit 2 to brainstorm their ideas about the topic. They also did a research task where they found websites about their topic and they very quickly summarized them. So again, we're in the pre-writing, the idea generating stage. And they found 1 article, 2 articles, 3 articles. I think she probably copy-pasted a little too much there. Then they wrote their body paragraphs using the advice from the Unit 2 activity. And they did the positive side and the negative side. Then to beef up the project, they made a survey and they sent to their classmates. She sent to 17 people. I think the highest was about 120 people. So again, they're asking other people for their opinions on city life. What's the biggest advantage? Can you think of any other advantages? Put these in order from the importance. So they did this survey to get some data to support their essay. Almost done, I promise. And then they just, this is kind of IELTS prep, they wrote the results of their survey. This graph shows that, blah, blah, blah. So they did a lot of work on this, on analyzing. Then they did conclusions, and they added a little reflection movie at the end. Oh, we watched a lot today.
My topic is city life. I chose this topic because...
So she explained why she chose her topic, and she kind of re-explains her opinion about the topic. So that's the Stage 3 portfolio. My advice going forward, in the first half of the term, work on the skills part, the how to write an introduction, the how to structure a paragraph, the how to give your main idea, how to give your support. Okay, if you get that done in the first half of the term, then the second half of the term you can work on like a much more bigger project, putting it all together. My mistake was I tried to do everything in Unit 2 and it was way too much. It would be better to break it down, and then do a big final project, putting the pieces together. Anyway, halas, that is the end of the video. Thank you if you watched. I'm sorry it was so long.